Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? Honey, it has been a while. Hey, C-Mac TV, how you doing, girl? Child, it's been so long. I said, let me get on here and see what's been going on. Really, nothing that's been going on. Um, as far as the beef sector, really, that I wanted to talk about. I did watch. I have been watching a little bit of. Hey, everybody in the clouds. Would you please hit the like button and share the video? I've been watching a little bit of Jay Wilson going on and on about Yusuf and his case and all of this and all of that. Uh, Sniper is is I don't know nothing about Sansaray Sniper. Uh, I didn't even know she was still on YouTube. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't follow those people anymore. Honestly, I really don't. It's been years. Hey, Dreamer Brain, how you doing? How you doing? It's been a while, right? Hey, Miss Creole, how you doing? So anyway, first, hey, Cosmic Girl. First, I want to say, I'm sure everybody's heard by now. Everybody's on YouTube like me. I want to say rest in peace to Reverend Jesse Jackson. He passed away from what I understand yesterday. Um, I read a post where they were like, it's the end of an era. And I kind of, I agree with that. They said she's, what? Again? Okay. But, yeah, I just want to say rest in peace. Isn't it something? Is it kind of like a full circle moment that he passed on Black History Month? Like, I didn't know what to make of that. You know what I mean? I didn't know what to make of that. But anyway. Rest in peace, Reverend Jesse Jackson. My condolences to his family, as well as his close friends. And like I said, it's an end of an era. I'm sorry I couldn't put my thumbnail on my video. I guess I have to do it after. You said that too, Miss Creole, full circle, right? It's kind of like a full circle moment or something. I didn't know kind of how to explain that, but I was like, wow, okay, but yeah, a great man, absolutely. Hmm. Was he, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's inner circle goes, was Jesse the last one of the inner circle? I'm not sure. Hey, Miss Philadelphia, I'm gonna have to research that. I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm not sure. But anyway, y'all, like I said, that's not a lot going on in the beef sector that I've been looking at, that I've been interested in talking about anyway. You know what I mean? I kind of log into there. I've mainly been looking at true crime. The whole world is looking at that the Nancy Guthrie disappearance right now. We need to do something about you being gone over a week. This is ridiculous. Hold on, y'all. I gotta take this call. Hold on. Sorry about that. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me, okay? But anyway, in case y'all can hear me, what I was saying was I've been looking at a lot of true crime. Everybody's still talking about Savannah Guthrie's the NBC today host mom gone missing. Thank you, Miss Creole. Nobody vanishes without a trace. Okay, this is not the movies. Um, it seemed like it's a whole lot of diversionary tactics going on here. But anyway, I've seen that. I'm gonna come back to that, by the way. And I also seen. Have y'all heard that the Tasha K uh what she was talking about as it pertains to T.S. Madison? That's a true crime as well. I was like, what? Not T.S. Madison? What? And then there's some lady online on YouTube, and I think she on TikTok too. And I hope she didn't have anything to do with the daughter. Oh, you mean the other daughter, like Annie? Child, I'm gonna get back to that. Cause there is a lot going on with that. Okay, I'm like, what? This is ridiculous. I heard it, but I'm not sure. I believe. Oh, about T.S. Madison. Well, when it comes to, I looked at Tasha K's video about that, right? Yeah, I heard ATLian was talking about it. I didn't look at her video, but I did look at Tasha K video, and it was somebody else on there, speaking about the fact that they had been researching it, and evidently it's some trans woman named Dominique or Donique or something like that. And evidently she's, it seems she going to go to prison, right? For pretty much, stealing 501c3 money, basically running scams, kind of like what those Black Lives Matters ladies did. You know what I mean? Kind of, sort of like that. But from what I understand, T.S. Madison's involvement is in it. Is now at first I was like, well, is T.S. Madison not a willing participant? You know what I mean? Until they got to the point to where they said that T.S. Madison, she lives in they said she moved into a mini mansion or whatever, and her old home was supposed to be a home for I guess for LGBTQ people, like like a supportive housing sort of, or like a like a shelter for the LGBTQ, like, some, I don't know exactly what the wording was, but it was supposed to be that. But they were saying that nobody was actually staying at the home until attention had been drawn to that, and then they said that the way they were getting money for that home, yeah, transitional housing. Yes, thank you, Miss Creole. I'm not up on the lingo when it comes to. I have a really hard time sometimes, using the proper vocabulary when it comes to the LGBT community. Excuse me, I'm just not as adept as I should be, I guess. I don't know. Not my world. Can I say that there has always been something off about TSM? Well, we're gonna get to that. I'm glad you said that, Cosmic Girl. Just let me finish this part, right? So anyway, they said. So I figured, I thought that the Donique or Dominique or whatever the lady's name is that's supposed to go to prison because she pled guilty, evidently, for taking these funds, and she's going to do a couple of years in prison. And so I was like, well, maybe she, tricked T.S. Madison as well. But they said that T.S. Madison got over $100,000 for housing, for this transitional housing, but nobody was actually in the house. And when the new DL Whisperer, the old DL Whisperer had the surgery, right? The old DL Whisperer is now a trans woman. So I guess this DL Whisperer right here is a new DL, DL Whisperer 2.0 or something. I don't know, but uh, said that after all of this talk about this transitional housing started coming up concerning T.S. Madison's home, hey, the hood table, that they now have one resident in the home, or at the time there was one resident, and I'm like, well, okay, but if you receive over $100,000, in this 501c3 money, why is there only one resident when you were reporting over 200 residents or something like that? From what I understand, I was like, wow, okay. So maybe you are not an unwilling participant, allegedly. You know what I mean? And for the fact that what made me pay attention for a little quick minute, because I really don't care for T.S. Madison, but what made me, what made me listen to the video in the first place was that T.S. Madison tried to stop Tasha K from talking about, the story, right? Talking about the alleged, you know, misappropriation of funds. I'm gonna put it that way, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, why are you trying to shut it down so fast, right? So there's this and then they said, I don't know if y'all heard about this part, but there's been a whole lot of drama between T.S. Madison and the DL Whisperer, as well as this other lady on TikTok. I can't think of her name right now, but I was listening to a couple of her videos, and she's calling T.S. Madison misogynistic as well as narcissistic. I seen a little bit of T.S. Madison's response to this lady. She had a really bad image of her, and she was saying, "I might be a little narcissistic, but I can't be, but I'm not misogynistic." Well, I was like, "You a lie, honey? You are very much so misogynistic." Okay, child, please. Anyway, now I'm not sure if she knows what that word means, or girl, you got a lot of animosity towards what they call it, cisgender women. Okay, in my opinion, right? She's called the spiritual whisperer. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about, right? And so I agree with a lot of stuff that she was saying, right? And my thing is, okay, so like I said, I listened to a little bit of Tasha K's video as far as the her and the DL Whisperer evidently are into it really bad. I saw a clip of a video where DL Whisperer the DL Whisperer was driving by her home saying, "Where you at, Maddie?" And they saying it was drive-bys, but he was driving by the home and all of this and all that. Now, I don't know the origin of their beef, and I don't care to find out. Honestly, I really don't. I'm not going to lie. The only thing I found it interesting was the misappropriation of funds. Um, I agree with the I'm gonna call her a spiritual whisper because this was Rogers calling her. Like I said, I don't know her name. But she called her narcissistic. She called her misogynistic. And she said she was a psychopath or a sociopath or something. Whew, I was getting my whole life. I was like, a lot of this stuff should have been said a long time. As far as see, T.S. Madison is not the only one. The storyhouse it was government funded. Well, it's funded through a 501c3. So it's receiving government funding for a transitional housing that's not being utilized. And evidently, from what I understand, they've been lying about the occupants in that home. So it is government funded. If you're getting a 501c3 for it, it's absolutely government funded. Yes, it is. Uh, and if you're lying about the occupants and what you're doing for these people that are supposed to be in your home, that you're receiving a 501c3 grant for, if you're lying about that to the government, that is a crime. No, it isn't. It's not government funded. I researched. Well, you might want to go to Tasha K because she's got, a lot of proof, as it pertains to that matter. I'm not going to argue about it because honestly, that's not my world and I don't care. It's just that it's tea. I'm glad somebody's calling out T.S. Madison. Let me get back to this video, y'all. This the petty part, right? So as she's playing the what do you call it, the spiritual whisperers video, right? Uh, she is her and the person with her and behind the microphone. Chow, they chowing down. I couldn't hardly listen to what they were saying because they was eating that plate. I was like, what? I was like, what in the world is in that plate? That is so good. Good God Almighty, they could hardly talk because they was eating. She was like, yum 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 yum. Now I might be a little narcissistic. Yum 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 yum. Play the video. Yum yum. I was like, what in the world is going on? Is this a mukbang or a response to the spiritual whisperer? Woo, child, you need to send this video to me. Oh, Lexicon, what is it about? Because I don't have a way for you to send it to me, but tell me what it's about, or tell me the name of it and I can go watch it. And so I was getting my whole life watching them eat behind that microphone, listening to the audio of the spiritual whisperer. I could not focus on what the spiritual whisperer was saying because y'all should have seen the way that they was raking that food in their mouth like two ninjas, okay? Like two hungry man dinners, okay? I was like, child girl, if you don't slow down, no wonder you so wide now, okay? We ain't even gonna talk about the silicone part. It's just all that food you shoving down your throat. I said, honey, is she gonna choke? What is going on? So anyway, I really wanted to hear more of what she had to say, but it really grossed me out so bad the way that they was wolfing it down. Cause I hate to see people eat on camera like that. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do a mukbang, do a mukbang. I don't know. I don't even look at the muk, but the only type of mukbang I look at is when they're eating ice. Okay, when they're eating a humidified freezer frost ice. But as far as food, I can't. I had to click it out. So I don't know what her response was in totality, but I agree with the spiritual whisperer. I don't know about sociopathic or psychopathic or whichever the one she said, but she's absolutely misogynistic and she's absolutely narcissistic. Okay, Hush Media Entertainment on YouTube. Okay, I have to go check it out. What is it about? Lexington, Norfolk. So yeah, but this ain't the first time that somebody's called T.S. Madison out on being misogynistic. T.S. Madison is not the only one. She says that she is oh, and then the spiritual whisperer was talking about, or either the DL whisperer was talking about how she's only attracted to, I guess, hetero men or masculine men or something, And then her response to that was, she was like, "Well, I'm female presenting." So are you now saying that you're female presenting as opposed to trans? Because I remember, but I always used to wonder, maybe somebody can help me with this. If she still has a tallywhacker, how can she consider herself a trans woman? Aren't you a drag queen? Like, I would really like somebody to answer that for me. Like, I'm confused by that. My man kidnapped a black girl and thought he was gonna go viral. Getting clout, what? And exposed himself as a predator. She been missing for a few years. She 19 now. Go, oh my God, what? Oh my God, I didn't know about that. I shall go watch it after this. I sure will. Oh my goodness. Another true crime. Hush Media Entertainment. Okay. What in the world? Think you gonna get clout? That's a crime. Kidnapping is a crime. Oh, honey, this world is crazy. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say about that T.S. Madison. I just found it interesting that if you're not really, she's Miss from Youngtowns, Ohio. Wow, that's sad. Ooh, child. Mm-mm. So is she at home now? I mean, is the perpetrator in jail or what? What is the deal, Lexington? So anyway, yeah, I found it very interesting. What I found interesting was the fact that T.S. Madison was trying to hush Tasha K up about the situation. You know what I mean? If you're not guilty of the stealing those funds via that 501c3, then why are you trying to send a cease and desist to Tasha K before she even started talking about it? Like she said, because all she did was put the title of the video up there. No, he locked up. Good, good. She's put the title of the video up, and before Tasha K did the video, there was a cease and desist notice from, I guess, T.S. Madison's lawyer before she even said anything on her channel about T.S. Madison in this regard about this situation. And I found that very interesting. Sometimes you can talk too much. Okay. So that's we're gonna have to see what come of that. you know, and you got the spiritual whisperer on the other side on her. Oh no, the girl is locked up. The girl is locked up. What? Why is the girl locked up if she was the one that was kidnapped? Hey Journey, how you doing? And so we're gonna have to see what come of that. Whatever. It's sick. It's heartbreaking. She need help. Lord have mercy. That's backwards to me. So y'all please hit the like button. Please share the video if you care. So I seen that. What else I saw? I told y'all about and then the Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mom. The FBI cannot be that inept. If they can find um that man, that ex-husband that killed that his ex-wife from 8 years ago and her dentist husband, I think it was in Ohio, they found him in 10 days. If they can find Brian Kohlberger, not because of him, but from a cotton swab that his daddy wiped his nose with or something like that, surely they can find out what happened to Nancy Guthrie, right? Because the lady had a whole pacemaker, right? And I'm thinking, okay, now even if her pacemaker is separated from her Apple Watch, the pacemaker is a Bluetooth pacemaker, right? One of the newer model pacemakers. And that has a signal in it. And you can track the signal. It may not give you an exact area, but it will give you an approximate area. And the reason why it has that beeper in it is if you want a pacemaker and say you're out for a walk, and you have a heart attack, in the midst of your walk, but you got that pacemaker on you, they will the 911 will be able to follow that beat, that signal until they find you and hopefully save you, right? So I was confused about that. I also don't understand how the sheriff is saying that the family is no longer a suspect, and we talking about the Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie thing, right? How can the sheriff say that the family is not the suspect when, in my opinion, the family should be the prime suspect? Okay, because uh I heard them talking and they said that the occurrence of elderly people, especially that age, being taken, being kidnapped, that sort of incident is so low that the FBI don't even have stats on it. Okay, you know, because why would you just randomly kidnap somebody for money that's old and you won't be able to show proof of life because they done had a heart attack and died on you? Okay, that don't make no sense to me. Okay, it's a lot of delusional stuff going on. Uh, Nobody vanishes without a trace. The FBI acting like they don't know nothing, but they probably already know what happened. I'm thinking they covering up for the fact that either MAGA is involved, or they're trying to they trying to do whatever they can do to get people from talking about the Epstein files. Okay, that's what's going on, in my opinion. But for the sheriff to say that the family is not involved, I disagree. And nobody, why is nobody talking about Savannah Guthrie's first husband? You know what I mean? I don't hear them talking about him. They say he's a journalist that works in Washington. Evidently, Savannah Guthrie's first marriage was so bad that she won't even talk about it. She refuses to talk about it. She wouldn't even write about it in her book. So I'm thinking now, if this man if that man that killed that Ohio couple waited 8 years, 8 years and two kids, she had two young kids, and it was 8 years they had been divorced. You know what I mean? To kill that woman and her husband, shot her 9 times, shot him 7 times, left the kids alive, thank God. Okay, so if they can find out who did that, why they can't find out what's going on here? You know? He was selling that baby. I was like, oh wow. Oh wow. But yeah, that's just crazy to me. How about Savannah's book saying her and another family member pretended they were going to kidnap the mother and again. Really? I didn't hear about that. Wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's crazy. Hey, True Black Girl, how you doing? Y'all please hit the like button, share the video. But yeah, I just feel like it's a lot of diversionary tactics going on when it comes to this story. And as far as, like I said, the family should be the number one suspect. Like I said, you got a first husband. He a suspect, in my opinion, because he got a beard and a mustache. You know, and they had that mask on. And how was there no forced entry into the home, but you calling it a possible burglary? That don't make sense. And anytime you got any kind of abduction like that, the family is the number one suspect. When they were young, the family member is 64 now. And I was like, what? Okay, and then it's Annie, Savannah's sister's husband. He got the beard and the mustache. You know what I mean? They said allegedly he got gambling debts. And I'm thinking, okay, and they're supposed to be the one that was taking care of Nancy. So that's why they said yesterday that our family. Yes, they did say that. I don't understand why they would say something like that, unless they want the family to get comfortable and slip up or something. I don't know. I don't know. I usually bone, but it's too close. Oh man. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of this weird stuff going on when it comes to that case to me. Like I said, I think it's a whole distraction to keep people talking from the Epstein files, talking about the Epstein files. Not to mention the fact that Savannah Guthrie was supposed to be doing an interview with some of the Epstein survivors. So I'm thinking, okay, that's convenient. You know what I mean? I just think they're running around, and then they got SWAT teams out and all of this and all of that. And I'm thinking, and why would you send a glove? Because it looked like the glove that the kidnapper had covering up the camera, but there was 16 other gloves. That is so random. Why would you waste resources, like that? You know what I mean? Like that's so random. That is ignorant. You're trying to make the public think you're doing something that you're not doing. Miss O, look it up. It's all over the internet about the book. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I just thinking about it in passing. You know what I mean? Just the stuff, just the simplest stuff, don't make sense to me. Then you got people stepping all on the crime scene. At first, and it seemed like you're hustling backwards when it comes to investigating the case. And then they trying to play the get blame game, trying to make it seem now that sheriff don't need to be the sheriff. I do agree with that, but I do believe that man's hands are tied, and there's a lot that he can't say, because of the FBI. I do believe that. I think they keep pushing the narrative and they want it to be some. They even said that the MS-13 Mexican gang may have allegedly kidnapped this woman for money. I said, what? I said, if that ain't some ice madness, make it make sense. I said, what? They not gonna kidnap no 84-year-old woman. They're not gonna do that. It don't even make sense. For what? Not even for money. They don't want to deal with it. Them people gotta be in it. I was like, huh? Just ridiculous. And I'm like, child, make it make sense. But my number one suspect in this whole thing, and I'm gonna move on because I've been watching this, right? But the number one suspect for me, because of revenge or a grudge or wanting to see somebody hurt, the number one suspect, in my opinion, is Savannah Guthrie's first husband. Okay, now I could be wrong. And why haven't they pinged that they or like I said they've been searching for the lady's pacemaker signal since the 3rd of February, right? Now, did they cut this pacemaker out of this lady and smash it? Is that why they haven't found the signal yet? You gotta think about it. But as far as the dang on MS-13 gang, I'm like, what? Y'all gotta do better than that. You got to be quick at that. And then what about them fake ransom notes? I'm like, now see, and why would a kidnapper send the ransom notes to TMZ? That's another thing that made me think it's the ex-husband. Cause okay, you are in media yourself. Why wouldn't you, if you are in media, send some nonsense like that to try to throw off the public to TMZ? Okay. MS-13, they just want to hype up the they just want to hype up the ICE agenda. Absolutely. And they're using that woman's disappearance to do it. They're just so trash to me. And I really think at the end of the day, they're just trying to cover up for the Epstein. They don't want nobody. They figure the longer you talk about this, the less you talk about the Epstein files. But the Clintons ain't gonna let it go, cause the Clintons need to blow the whole club up, and that's what they headed towards. They better leave them Trump need to leave the Clintons alone. That's what he need to do. They said a pacemaker out of range to track it. Yeah, see, here's the thing. Either they are not, she has been moved from within, I think they said it can track up to a 1,000 feet, which is they said 2 football fields area or something like that, or they took just not in her body anymore. They're no longer getting a signal. It's something going on with that, right? So anyway, the whole thing is just weird to me. All I know is nobody vanishes without a trace. But that's another true crime that I have been looking at. And but the stuff is so weird to me that it flat out don't make no sense. Nobody vanishes without a trace. Honey, she ain't been swept up in a rapture. Because if that's the case, she was the only one taken. And for all I know, she not Enoch, okay? And she just didn't go walk with God, didn't die, nothing. He just didn't come get her to walk with him. Okay. So but yeah, the answer is dead in our face, okay? It's real simple. I don't know, but whatever. Okay. So anyway, I've been looking at that. I told you about the T.S. Madison thing. Uh, let's talk about Jay Wilson. Now, this is beef sector, and it is a true crime, right? So I have been peeking in and out about that video made dude look like a bumbling fool. You talking about the sheriff Cosmic Girl? Because I agree. The FBI look like a Barney Fifes as well as the sheriff. Okay, child. That's a shame. But I don't think they trying to search and rescue this woman at this point in time. I think they're trying to search and recover this woman at this point in time. I think it's a shame that you can live on this earth for 84 years and this is what it comes down to. That's real crazy to me. That's why I think that it's somebody closely related to the family or even possibly a family member. For the love of money, honey. For the love of money. Mm-mm. Almighty dollar. Or revenge. Or a grudge. Okay. Child. Who knows? Mm-mm. But anyway, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about Jay Wilson. So, I had been seeing the people upset about Jay Wilson's commentary as it pertained to the Youssef case. Uh, I mean, Jay Wilson, I understand that you want to be, antagonistic, but sometimes you be telling on you. See, sometimes you can talk in a way that make it seem like you just as bad as the perpetrator. And unfortunately, Jay Wilson, that's what you're doing. I don't know if you realize it or not. You know, and but Jay Wilson, I remember a while ago. I'm gonna have to find a video. One time, I guess it was a couple of years ago, or maybe even 1 year ago. I did a video about pedestrian, and I was talking about Jay Wilson because Jay Wilson was talking about pedestrian during the time of the Romans when the Romans reigned, right? Now, Jay Wilson, you made me think back then that you participated in pedestrian, and pedestrian is, he would love to talk about how the Romans would, lay with the young boys and stuff, and all of this and all of that. Anyway, they call it pedestrian. So I just felt like Jay Wilson was a participant when it came to pedestrian, right? And his audience seems to say, girl, evident if they are accepting this, uh, I bet that behavior is, the words. Look, see, sometimes you just need to shut the f up, okay? Some subjects you need to leave alone. And this subject, Jay Wilson, in my opinion, and we ain't got no problem, buddy. But this subject, you need to let it go. All right? You still talking about it this morning. You talking about pedestrian. That's what you're talking about, right? Oh, he's backed off now? Because I heard him talking about somebody was backpedaling or something. I don't even know. But and yeah, everybody is due their, I get what you're saying about due process and all of this and all that, but it did sound like you were victim shaming. It sounded like you were victim shaming because in this Youssef situation, and I don't like to talk about these types of situations because they really gross me out. Okay, Jay Wilson is an idiot for that Bulls wanky that he spoke of. What? What in the world is that? But anyway, it sounds like you're a victim shaming, and it's a 15-year-old boy, from what I understand, right? And if that's the case, they said Youssef is like 40 something or 40 or something like that. At some point in time, you had to realize that this was not an adult. Okay, via the verbiage, via the type of conversation, via the cultural references. You know what I mean? Even if you're online, you're going to pick up the, hey, this is not an adult. Okay? And because you, at the time that you picked up that it's not an adult, you should have cut off contact immediately. Okay? Because you are the authority figure in this scenario, right? But let's be clear, bro. Jay rewrites the entire Bible. That's right, he can, but that's true. He supports pedestrian. He really does, as it pertains to the Romans, because he used to love to talk about the Romans, right? And what the Romans used to do to the young boys in Rome. And honey, this ain't Rome, okay? Child, the use of situation is what I'm speaking about, Miss O. That's what I mean. That is another term for me. Saying that it's bullish. Oh, okay. But like I said, when it comes to Yusuf and that boy, uh, at some point in time, you had to realize early on that this is a child, this is a teenager, right? And it sounded like you was grooming, allegedly, because you kept talking to the boy to the point to where you were sending photos to the boy. That sounds like grooming to me. Perhaps that's why you didn't have a bond for so long. Uh, like, I mean, I'm not confused. You sound like a whole weirdo. You sound like a weirdo. I don't care about no. Should get your day in court. Now, mind you, now I didn't know that this was going on in Georgia, right? Now, here's the thing. Now, many of you may know, if you live in the South, yes, you get your due process. You know, you all this and all that, but depending on what kind of judge you have, uh, sometimes when it comes to the court system, they do exactly what the hell they want to do, due process or not. Okay, and so if they're deeming you a sexual deviant, you will be dealt with accordingly. Okay, I'm just saying. But because, like I said, if you are the adult in this situation, if you're 40 years old and you talk to a 15-year-old person, which you had to realize that, like I said early on, and you did not cut off contact, with this person, the family, for whatever reason, had to find out about it. I don't care if the boy used a fake age to get online. At some point in time, you realize you was not talking to an adult. Okay, if you're an authority figure, you are in a place that you have the power, right? You have the power because you are the adult in the situation. In the situation, which brings me to think: were you grooming the boy? Were you going to eventually want to take it offline, right? Now he talking about, now when I say you victim shaming, it's like you were shaming the parents as well, because you was like, y'all need to know what y'all kids be doing and all of this and all of that. Honey, some of these kids are technologically advanced, far beyond the parents' knowledge. Okay, they do stuff on this internet. All right, I'm so scared for my nephew. He's 12. He like that Roblox stuff, right? Let's take that for instance. Now, I heard a little while ago that there was this Chinese man, and he was grooming these two sisters online, and he either talked them into coming to see him, and they didn't get there, or he actually got a hold to them. They actually came to him, or he came to them, or whatever. But he was talking about they was gonna do all this fun stuff and all this time. Honey, he wasn't nothing but a predator. Okay, this was on Roblox. All right. So I am very leery of what goes on. All the predators are online now. Okay. You know. But you still gotta keep an eye on what your kids doing on this internet. But you ain't got no right to victim shame these people because they didn't know. Evidently, the child got creeped out by it when Yusuf allegedly start sending the photos, right? So I don't know exactly what it is Jay Wilson is trying to justify, or maybe he just wants to kick us some steam, so he can be talked about. You know what I mean? Because when it comes to Jay Wilson, good publicity, bad publicity is still publicity, right? It's still bringing people to his channel, But that right there, Jay Wilson, you could have chose something else. You didn't have to choose that subject right there. But I feel like this subject is near and dear to you, love, because you seem to be fascinated with the Romans as it pertains to pedestrian. Okay? I did a video about it. If I can find that video, I'm gonna put it on my community wall. Okay? Because we talked about this before, Jay Wilson, haven't we? Now I don't mean no harm, and I ain't trying to throw no shade. I'm just saying subjects you should leave alone. Okay? Stumpdown said, and Big Yusuf is always talking about black power, and the white man. but the alleged victim, one or both. Oh, there was more than one or both of them. Really? Make that make sense, dude. Oh wow. Oh, and he in Georgia? They really gonna stick it to him. Oh wow. You can charge it a game, you sell. Oh my goodness. And you in Georgia? Okay. All right. Them folks ain't trying to hear nothing like that. And why are you trying to why are you coming online to plead your case? What can people online do as it pertains to your case? How can they be proactive in your case? Like, why are you even worried about what people saying online about your case when this is going on in real time? You worried about the court of public opinion as it pertains to the beef sector when you need to be worried about your freedom? Oh, okay. Y'all hit the like button. Please share the video. I don't understand that either. It seems weird that a person you have never seen can talk you out of your home. A child can be groomed and be scared of people we know in real life. Well, it's kind of not, kids are the reason why they call it grooming is because there are, predators. They know how to talk to these kids and they know how to talk them out of their homes, right? They get to know them. They get to ask them what they don't like about their parents, a whole lot of stuff. It's just really scary, okay? And it sounds like a case of grooming to me. So that's what it sounds like. I'm gonna keep it a book. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Rick reposted that Yusuf was caught in the Red Roof Inn with him. Really? Oh my God! Now I heard. Was it on Jay Wilson's? I guess it was because it's the only person I heard about it. That this ain't the first incident or something like that. So if you have a history of this, and you think and you worried about YouTube, honey, YouTube should be the least of his worries. Okay, child. And so you trying to allegedly groom, the clear people's children? Wow, really? Interesting. Mm. That is sick. And it don't matter what race, color, or creed the child is. A child is a child. Okay? If you are the adult, you are the authority figure. You have the power. Okay? That is out of order. There's something wrong in your brain cells. So, like I said, Jay Wilson, in my opinion, no shading up, but perhaps you should have left this alone, buddy, because you sound crazy. No, he told Uppity he doesn't have any other charges like that. Oh, really? Mm-mm. Queen Tulsa interviewed Yusuf really and casually recorded the conversation and played it on her platform yesterday. He admitted all. Really? Oh, wow. Now, I didn't know that. Like I said, why is he worried about the court of public opinion as it pertains to YouTube as opposed to being worried about the actual court system and the fact that it sounds like I said, I haven't read the charges, but from what I just gathered from the little conversation that I have heard, listened to, it sounds very predatory. It sounds like he was trying to groom the boy. Because you can't tell me that you did not know that this was a child via the conversation, the cultural references, the verbiage, all of that, the lack of knowledge, the mentality. When you talking to a child, especially you 40 years old, you know good damn well when you talking to a child. So was you trying to groom the boy out the house? I guess a scary situation. And if that's the case, I can understand why he didn't have a bond for so long. If I were the judge, he wouldn't have a bond now. Okay? I'm just saying. So that's the way I feel. I do. Like I said, I understand what Jay Wilson saying about due process, but When it comes to these PDF files, I wouldn't care if they put them away for life. I don't care. You deserve what you get. And like you said, if you are an authority figure and you got these thoughts in your mind about a child, shame on you. Like I said, when it comes to Jay Wilson, honey, this is not wrong. And pedestrian, we don't practice pedestrian in this country, in this day and age, in any country in this day and age. Okay? Like I said, y'all, I did a video about pedestrian and Jay Wilson. If I find it, I'm gonna put it on my community wall. Because me and Jay Wilson I had this discussion before. Okay? They posted his bond release paperwork online. It's said, wow. Hey, kind to me. It's absolutely disgusting. I do not agree with that. I do not care if the child, made a fake profile and then got on the app. I do not care. It's still a child. You should not victim shame and say, well, the parents need to watch what's going on. Look, like I said, when it comes to these teenagers and these electronics, and even kids, do y'all know that before my nephew was 10 years old, he could program my TV better than me? This before he was 10. Okay? So you can't tell. It's no telling. I mean, you got to do the best you can to monitor your limit the screen time. You take these phones away from these kids, they be about to lose their mind. It'll be a whole lot going on. What was it last week when I was hearing about the court hearings that they had up in Washington as it pertains to the internet and underage people? They had a lot of they had that questioning going on up in Washington, wasn't it last week? I believe. Y'all please hit the like button. Please share the video if you can. But that's just another true crime case. And I don't even know. And how did the Yusef stuff come back up? Did it come back up? But now, then I heard something on Jay Wilson about he was emailing people about, Yusuf was emailing people about the situation. And I think somebody said in Jay Wilson's chat that he was doing it for sympathy and payola or something like that. You a whole predator. What sympathy? Are you kidding me? What payola? But they say Jay Wilson is not even the only one that is standing behind him. All you got to do is just hint of something, a person doing something like that, and I don't want to have nothing to do with him. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's ridiculous to me. It's so disgusting. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. For real. My goodness. Mm. Lord have mercy. But like I said, Jay Wilson, perhaps you should have set this one out, buddy. I get you want to, you want to be infamous or whatever, and you got to make your point, cause we know you all about the coin keep you here and all of this and all that. But you absolutely don't have to be that disgusting. Some stuff you just need to let it go, in my opinion. And then then you could be so adamant when you're talking about stuff. Sometimes you can be so passionate about it that you make yourself seem guilty because you go too far. You do too much. And this is one of those times when you need to back off of this. Let this story go by. Because it's sick. And it sounds like Yusuf was trying to groom the boy. That's what would be in my mind. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Child, I'm Gen X. These kids don't know nothing about going outside playing without watching TV. You got that right. My parents took up the TV and dared you to ask to see, something on it. While they watching it. Yeah, that's true, TT. Hey, Geechee girl, how you doing? It is deplorable and absolutely disgusting. And I don't even see how, like, okay, there's a lot of stigma placed on gay men. So why would you be so gung ho to, you know, even sound like you're, like advocating for, anything? And I'm not even saying that he advocating for yourself, but it just that he deserves his day in court. Yeah, okay, and why not just let it go on by? So are you don't mind, like doing this for money? Like, where's well, now we know that when it comes to people more compass, on this app, sometimes that is questionable. I can't go to say that word. When it comes to some people, perhaps maybe this is one of those times. Perhaps you're telling on yourself a little bit too much, you know. And if this guy was grooming this child, he deserved what he get. That's my stance on it. He deserved what he get. You don't deserve to be free if you're trying to go around grooming kids. And that's what it sounds like. And maybe that's why the parents were so taken aback and so disturbed. Because they felt like he was trying to groom their son. Then I don't blame them. And then if the son, and then I don't know if they said the son showed the nude pic to the parents, or the parents found it in the phone, or whatever the case. I'm glad that the phone was being monitored so that they could get evidence and take it to the police. That's sick. And shame on you. Because, like I said, you have to, you pretty quickly, you had to realize that this was a child that you were talking to. Pretty quickly. This is how I feel about it. I feel like pretty quickly, you knew that this was a child. And if you continue to talk to the child, that means you were trying to groom this child. And shame on you. Ew. Ugh, make my skin crawl. But that's how I feel about that. But am I shocked about Jay Wilson and his actions? No. No, I'm not. Mm-mm. And I heard he was, being upset with a couple of people. That's me. I heard he was upset with Lovely Love. Was it somebody else? It might have been somebody else. Was it Brian? Somebody said something about Brian going on Sir King's panel talking about it or whatever. I don't know. But the whole thing is very disturbing. I don't believe in, I don't, uh, I'm always gonna err on the side of the child, okay? I'm always gonna advocate for the child in the situation, no matter what. I don't care if they faked their birthday and got on a website. You as an adult, when you talking to a child, when you talking to a teenager. If you continue to talk to them, that means you sick in the head and you trying to groom them. And that's how I see it. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You are disgusting, and you deserve what you get. Okay? Especially since you in Georgia. Child trust those white parents will get full justice. Okay, as it relates to the case? Well, you absolutely. I agree. I wouldn't care if that was melanated parents. I wouldn't care if that was black parents. They would still get full justice. Don't nobody like no pedophiles, no groomers. Shit's weird and scary. No wonder you always got that goofy ass look on your face, like you a clown. A whole John Wayne Gacy 3.0. Child. Did you hear Jay Wilson say that when he was dean, he knew some faculty who were having inappropriate relations with young students? Did he turn them in? He said they were not in his class. He don't have to report. But you have a moral, a moral, your morality should make you want to report them. How you gonna be the what? Child, someone called saying wisdom so GM check smile. It is a hot mess. That part I heard it. That it's the only thing interesting. Oh, I heard him say something about it's supposed to be that time for the Vegascation stuff, but that speaking of that very briefly, didn't everybody realize that Lemon was gonna blow up this Vegascation and it never was gonna come to fruition in the first place? Then you got folks so thirsty to want to be included. You know what I mean? That they got to backstab people and all of this and all that. When, in my opinion, Lemon didn't never have no intention of doing no damn Vegascation. Okay, he wanted content. A lot of us had already said early on that it's not going to be a Vegas Lemoncation or whatever you call it, cause he gonna blow it up. Damn if he didn't blow it up. He didn't ever have no intentions on doing that crap in the first place, in my opinion. Y'all please hit the like button. Please share the video. But that's just my opinion. It never was going to come to fruition, in my opinion. Okay. Child Lemon wasn't going to leave us. Hell nah. He didn't ever intend on having no limitation. Child. Mm-mm. No. It was all lies. Smoke screen or whatever. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that, because really, who cares whether he does or not? But I just can't believe people really thought that was going to come to fruition, that he was actually going to have some kind of limitation. I can't believe that. Like, whoa, I mean, like you be hoping, that some of these people aren't as dense as they act, but some of them probably are. I'm learning, okay? Fake frauds on the street. Child, you got that right. But other than that, y'all, I talked about, and the only other true crime, and I call it a crime, a messy crime in my opinion, only cause Mama Joyce tried to tell Candy about Todd Tucker, but she wouldn't listen. And now he living in the outhouse of her estate, in the guest house. This nigga won't even leave the property. And if you got, I mean, shouldn't Candy have took a hint to where when he had a problem with the prenup? Now, if you love me like you say you love me, why you got such a problem with the prenup? Like, common sense didn't tell you your mama wasn't lying to you. Like, I was confused about that. And now he like a what do you call those things that eat at the wood in your home? He like a termite. Okay, he don't want to crawl out of the walls. Okay, he don't want to leave. Child, please. Made her had them 2 babies and she fell for it, so he could try to get child support. I was like, baby, they can't call women the gold diggers no more now. It's the guys that's the gold diggers. Oh, and I heard Fantasia's daddy is upset with Fantasia's husband. He said Fantasia's husband is stealing from her. That's a crime. Child, don't make no sense. Glorilla's sister disrespected her family. If I was Glorilla, I would never have nothing else to say to my sister again in life. She could say whatever the hell she wanted to say. I wouldn't respond to none of it. I keep on living my best life, because, honey, don't owe you nobody. No, the world don't owe you nothing, honey, not even to love you, okay? How dare you get online talking about your family like that? How dare you? That's a crime. Seen that? I told you I've been looking at a lot of YouTube that don't have nothing to do with beef sector. Okay, child. I get off and I'm gonna make my thumbnail and go back to the. I've been looking at that guy that's online all day in front of the Guthrie home. Child, that's what I've been looking at mostly in entertainment news. You know, other than that, child, mm-mm. I really haven't been interested in what's going on. Because there really ain't nothing going on, in my opinion, in the B sector. Maybe that's why Jay Wilson is harping on this whole use of thing or whatever. I don't know. It's all about the money with it. Well, I mean, that's unfortunate, you know. But you ain't got to be grimy all the time, okay? Not in my opinion. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I believe that. So some people's the day is the day where the beginning of Lent, right? If I'm not mistaken. I know Jay Wilson was talking about Lent. I think it was might have been Sunday. Well, he really wasn't talking about it. Catherine Powell was up there talking about what her what's his name? What her pastor was saying, he wants them to do for Lent and all of this and all of that, right? And I was like, what in the world? So I had hit the link, and I asked her what about eating fish or something like that, right? Yeah, JLR investigates. That's the one I'll be watching throughout the day. That man got a lot of patience. He can stay out there all day, child. Be at every crime scene, child. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, shoot, I lost my train of thought. That's why I said, mm-mm-mm. I forgot what I was talking about, y'all, when I read that JLR. J is for justice is where I see it too. We research is something strange. JLR. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. I heard of them too. I've never clicked on the video, but I've seen the video scrolling past. I have. And when I said Tucson guy trying to clout chase off of JLR, I was like, okay, chill. But anyway, as far as that Guthrie case goes, that's a hot mess. That don't make no sense. 80 something years old, and this how your life end up. My goodness. Mm-mm-mm. And really, it's a whole lot of disrespect being shown the lady, because you can't tell me uh that these certain officials already know what's going on, in my opinion. I'm gonna have to leave it at that. Is that right? C2745 3. I truly believe that they already know what's gonna happen to her. Yeah, 857 Tucson. I was like, Lord have mercy. What go to your own channel? Hey, leave JLR alone. Let him do his own thing. Why don't you? Hmm. But anyway, let me get off your chair. But I just want to come on here because, honey, I haven't been. I was like, let me come on here and talk to the people. It's been a little quick minute, right? Please hit the like button. Turn the video up, you girl. I see you there 2 hours. Well, all right. Y'all the best. I don't never drop down or nothing, but I'll be listening, child. I'll be listening. Let's see what lies they gonna tell today. What nonsense are they gonna shove down a people's throat today? That whole glove thing just did it for me. I said, now see, that was just too much. They didn't even have to go there. Well, we're going to examine a glove that looked like the glove that the abductor had on, but it's 16 other gloves. I'm like, what? And it was 2 miles away from the home, huh? What? Oh, the family is not there. None of the families or spouses or suspects. Huh? MS-13 can be involved. What? Did you see Megan Kelly and Cuomo cuss each other out? No. What happened? I'm gonna have to go try to find a video. Try to find a video. Like I said, I just think it's a whole diversionary tactic. Honestly, like I really do. I think they don't want people talking about the Epstein files. But guess what? They still talking about the Epstein files. The Clintons about to blow the whole club up. Okay? Pam Bondi, girl, instead of you spazzing out and losing it, you need to leave them Clintons alone before they tear the whole club up. Because they said they ain't going down by themselves, but you not going to make a martyr out of them because they not going. Okay? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. And if Mega is involved, y'all know y'all wrong for snatching that old lady up like that. It's dead wrong. And if that first husband of hers is involved in it, they're gonna find out about it. But see, my money is not even on MAGA, believe it or not. My money is on that Savannah Guthrie's first husband. That's what my money on. Like I got a sixth sense in the back of my head telling me that he got something to do with it. And I can't shake it. I can and CT, he got a beard and a mustache as well. And if there was no forced entry when he was trying to hide the camera, did she recognize the voice? At 2 something in the morning? Why can't they can't get a signal on the heart monitor, the pacemaker? I'm like, what? Nobody vanishes without a trace. Come on, Miss Oda Clinton said, if you're gonna tell it, then you better tell it all. Okay. The Clinton said they gonna blow up the club. Leave us alone. We're going to tear the club up. Huh? Leave us alone. Let it go. Because we're not going. Okay. I seen Hillary do a post when she was saying in a roundabout way, look, y'all might want to leave us alone because we're going to tear the club up. That these are my ways. We're going to burn the whole house down if y'all don't move it right along. Now, I don't know whose idea it was for them to call the Clintons to testify in front of the whoever they was testifying in front of, but y'all better leave the Bill and Hillary alone. Okay? Especially Hillary. Leave Hillary Clinton alone because Hillary Clinton is already upset because that election was taken from her and it was her turn. She already feel away. Neither one of them people is in politics anymore. And Hillary is a fighter. You might want to leave her alone. Okay? Now I understand that patriarchy up there in Washington rules the day. But when it comes to a woman scorned, you just never really know what's going to come out of her mouth, okay? And if I was Hillary and y'all mess with me and my husband one more time, I'm just going to start burning the whole club down. And not even Hillary. What's her lady name? Marjorie Taylor Greene? Marjorie Taylor Greene, she been mad for a while since they did her wrong, since they wouldn't give her that appointment that she wanted. Bye-bye. Y'all better leave Marjorie Taylor Greene alone because she ain't scared. Marjorie don't mind running her mouth, okay? Because she feel like she was shunned by the press. She don't appreciate the way he treated her because she was loyal to that crackpot. and she feel away. You better leave Marjorie alone. Marjorie, another one. Y'all better leave these women alone. Okay? Because everybody ain't Pam Bondi. Everybody damn showing ugly ass Christy Dome. Okay? Child. Mm-mm. Anyway, they better televise her in real time. Okay? Bill said they got to do it. Did he really? Yeah, Bill and Hillary ain't going. Mm-mm. Megyn Kelly's channel, the video title, Megyn Kelly fires back at Fredo Cuomo. I know she did Fredo Cuomo and brings back. Did you hear that Megyn Kelly video when she was trying to pretty much justify the orange man, not even necessarily the orange man, but consent, the age of consent as it pertains to some of those victims. I was like, girl, do you have children? Moreover, do you have little girls? I hope not, because you sound like you a sick. You sound like you a PDF protector, Megyn Kelly. She sound like another Pam Bondi. And Pam Bondi look like she about out for a damn rocker and Jasmine Crockett. Hold on a minute. In honor of Black History Month, just let me say this, okay? I think I'm gonna put a picture of either Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King as my thumbnail or the Clintons. I saw a beautiful picture of the Clintons, both the girls, the mama, the daddy. Oh Lord, that first family. I love that first family. I don't care if nobody say about them. Okay. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Dude, I lost my train of thought again. Oh, Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine, girl, Jasmine. Jasmine, you are brilliant. Okay. I love Jasmine Crockett, right? But Jasmine, girl, you got to stop getting up there antagonizing people. Now, we know these people can't take your mouth, Jasmine. Jasmine? That was shameful, and her oldest child is on. You talking about Megyn Kelly? So she does have children. Oh, wow. I had no idea. I was hoping she didn't have children. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. I was hoping she didn't have children. Like I really would. That's so gross to me. Ooh. That a mama could say something like that. That just made me want to throw up in the back of my. She got three of them. Oh my God. Oh, these people. These people. Oh Lord, these people, child. Oh my God. Oh, these pedo protectors. It's too much. They be doing too much. But do y'all realize that this is another video? This 2026, this is a year of transformation. This is the year of the dragon as it pertains to the Chinese, the Chinese, years and all of this. This is the year of the dragon. And a lot of the stuff is going to be set on fire and cleansed, okay? It is the year of the dragon, all right? So these folks got to be careful. You got to be careful, right? So anyway, let me tell y'all about Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine, you getting on my nerves, right? You antagonizing these folks. You know they can't. You know they can't beat you at your word game, Jasmine. Cause Jasmine, you know your word game is on point, sister girl. Okay. Now, stop antagonizing these people. Okay, and start asking. And you always ask real questions, but in the midst of you asking the real questions, you pissing them off, so you never get any real answers because they too flustered. Like how you did Pam Bondi the other day. Oh, I bet you want to jump across that desk and slap Jasmine. And Jasmine was thinking, I wish you would help her. Jump up, jump, jump, jump. Jasmine, leave them folk alone. Leave them alone, Jasmine. They can't take you, Jasmine. They ain't ready. Mm-mm. But that's my girl. I love to watch me some Jasmine Crockett, okay? That's all I got to say, but girl. I don't know if you're gonna be reelected or not, Jasmine. I really don't. Unfortunately, you should be, but I don't know. where they did all that redistricting, in your area and all of this and all that. I don't know. They try to take it from you, girl. But I'm proud of you, just like I'm proud of them. I'm gonna be proud of the Clintons when they tear the club up. Okay, because if they keep messing with Bill and Hillary, I'm telling y'all, we gonna get some tea. I love me some Jasmine too. They cannot take her. Okay, they just flat out can't take her. All right, they cannot. They can't stand her. They can't take her. But they gonna be all right. Cause Jasmine gonna be Jasmine. But don't y'all forever 1 minute think that that lady is unintelligent. Okay, she's extremely intelligent. All right, extremely intelligent, extremely. But she is really messing with you. Woo! And she get a kick out of it. I'm like, girl, girl. Now you know you run circles around these people. I bet they hate to hear her coming. They be like, damn, here she come. Oh Lord, not Crockett. Mm-mm-mm. But we're gonna have to watch out for these midterm elections, okay? They're gonna be crucial. I think that people are gonna try to steal these midterm elections, just like they allegedly, in my opinion, stole the presidency this last time. I think a lot of people in the country, well, we know a lot of people in this country are very disgruntled about this administration. Okay, so yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But y'all know when Jay Wilson always say the law is for the lawless. Child, let me tell you something. The lawless is in control of the law right now in Washington. Okay, the lawless has overtaken the law in Washington right now. That's why we don't know what's done happened to Nancy Guthrie, in my opinion. In one of my theories, I got two of them, but in one of them, that's why we don't know. They know, but we don't know. That's just one of my theories, okay? But like I said, my number one theory, I'm banking on the X. And for all I know, is the first husband and Annie's current husband, Tommaso, might be working together, allegedly. And did Nancy Guthrie make it out of her home alive? I don't know. Hmm. We got to wait and see. But nobody vanishes without a trace. Okay. So yeah, very interesting. Anyway, I think that's all I got, y'all. I have enjoyed. It only has been so long. I have missed talking to y'all. Uh, I wish I don't even know if anything deeper has happened. In the beef sector. Ain't been checking for it like that. Tommaso Tomato, yeah, he's suspect too. I'm thinking him and the first husband might be working together. Both of them got a beard and a mustache and them crazy eyebrows. Hmm. Make a good point, Night Whisper Wolf. They say Tommaso allegedly got some outstanding gambling debt, so mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. We have to see. I don't know. Time will tell. But anyway, that woman invested without a trace. Mm-mm-mm. Whoever did something like that to her, that woman done lived on this earth 80 plus years. And you want to go there with that one, with her? Just like, it's just disgusting. Like, I can't even imagine. Oh my goodness. And Savannah, I don't mean no harm, girl. And I feel so bad. Savannah look like she done aged 20 years. Worried about her mom. She really do. I feel so bad for her. And I hope she got private investigators on this case, by the way. I really do. Because NBC done told her Child, anything you need, we got you. But now they're offering up a $200,000 reward, you know, for information concerning the return of Nancy Guthrie. 100,000 been offered up by this attorney, and of course the $100,000 being offered up by the FBI. So it's $200,000. If somebody want to come forward, you know, but I don't think nobody will come forward because, yeah, this was never about money, in my opinion, as it pertains to one of my theories. Okay. But as far as the Tommaso part, then it would have to have something to do with money, you know. So I don't know. Time will tell. But anyway, whew, that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for listening to I know I was all back and forth, but I've been looking at it, like I said, a lot of true crime on. It's a lot going on in the world, honey. It's a lot going on. Okay. I feel for her too. At his point, they should call the bounty hunter. Hot dang, he'll get us some answers. They need to call whoever they need to call. Okay, because how dare you do something like that to an 80-plus-year-old woman? Oh my goodness. Okay, like, are you serious? Like, what? I, I don't even understand. Like, they don't fear, like, ooh, I don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is weird. Like, why would you go there? Like, you got tired of waiting for the woman to pass to get to the wheel. Does this have something to do with the wheel? Like, what are we doing here? Okay, like, what's really going on? Anyway, that's all I got. I'm get over here. I'm go over here and listen to this man. Uh, as I start my day, because I'll be listening to the scanner guy. What's his name again? I really like him. I appreciate his coverage. I appreciate his dedication. Uh, because I couldn't stay out there all day long. I've been went stir crazy, you know. And then they want to talk crazy about the about YouTubers and what they call the internet detectives. Well, shoot, the internet detectives and the YouTubers and the YouTube journalists or the internet journalists are finding out more than some of the ABCs, and they got a broader range. They can say more. They can say some stuff that ABC or NBC and CBS and Fox News and News they can say stuff that those stations can't say because they're independent. So I appreciate being out there like that. Mm-mm. They all out there with the rattlesnakes and the scorpions in their desert. Child, no ma'am. Mm-mm-mm. Like I said, I hate that for that lady. My goodness. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Now, what was that video? It was huge. Let me scroll back up to Lexington, Norfolk, to this video she wanted me to watch. Let me see if I can find the name of it. Hold on, y'all. Oh, name of faculty. Uh, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find that video. The name of that video. I might have to wait till my chat load. Excuse me, y'all. uh, can I not find it? Like, oh, here we go. Closer to 20 family members. I don't know about this. It was baby. The title is Missing Teen. The title is Missing Teen Married to 54-year-old Man. Missing teen married to 54-year-old man. Mm-mm-mm. Hush Media Entertainment. Okay, that's it. Hush Media Entertainment. I'm gonna go watch the video. I'm gonna watch that. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Please hit the like button on the way out the door. Share the video if you care. I have enjoyed talking to you guys. Thank you so much. If you came in late, please be part of the replay gang. You know, we covered a lot of true crime today, right? And I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Jay Wilson, don't get mad at me. Oh, and like I said, y'all, if I can find that video that I did a long time ago, talking about Jay Wilson and the subject of pedestrian, I'm going to put it on my community wall, and I'll let you guys know because we talked about this before, right? See, Jay Wilson, you got a pattern. You got to watch, honey. You got to watch because you got a pattern. That's all I'm saying, brother man. You got a pattern. Okay? Watch the pattern. The pattern. I'm glad I caught you live today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a safe day. Yeah, absolutely. Every day, please be safe. Watch your back, your sides, your front, your up, that you don't know what's going on in this world today, okay? And blessings to you as well, honey. And I always put on your full armor. Put on your full armor, okay? Goodness gracious, the life. Mm, 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 mm. In honor of Lent, I'm going to order me some gefilte fish. Some gefilte fish. I'm going to order it off of Amazon. Yes, I am. I don't observe Lent. I don't. Some people do, some people don't. I don't. You know, that's why I want to jump in that conversation when Jay Wilson and what's her name, Catherine Powell was talking about it. And then I just kind of hushed. I asked one question and I kind of hushed because I was like, you know what? Who am I to question somebody about their, beliefs or what the pastor's telling them? Who am I? Okay. I just got to worry about me and my salvation. I just got to worry about my sacrifices. I just got to worry about paying homage to my God, my Lord, my Creator, for the blessings and the grace and the mercy and the protection that He bestows on me, okay? Because I am eternally unworthy, okay? But He still see fit to do it because He knows that I am washed in the blood, and the blood will always prevail, okay? So who am I to have a conversation about anybody else's walk? Because I got my own walk, okay? I ain't got time to worry about your walk. But in honor of Lent, don't be laughing at me, C-Mac TV. I mean it, though. I'm going to order me some gefilte fish on Amazon. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, if y'all know what I mean by that, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Okay? In honor of Lent, I'm going to be ordering me some gefilte fish off of Amazon. Child. Let me go. Let me get out here. Y'all have got back to get me started. But anyway, I love you guys. Please hit the like button, share the video if you care. If you came in late, please be part of the replay gang. You guys be safe. I'm gonna talk to y'all again soon because I had forgot how much I enjoyed talking to you guys, right? So I love you guys in the way that Christ loves you. Y'all take care. Thanks for joining me. And I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Peace.